The Louisiana Seafood Board is proud to sponsor Miss Lucy's cooking series. Louisiana cooking is known around the world. And Louisiana's main ingredient? Seafood. Brought to you by the crawfish farmers and harvesters of Louisiana-grown crawfish.
Bonjour, welcome to Miss Lucy's Cajun Classroom. I'm your host and teacher, Miss Lucy, and today I'm in Bastrop, Louisiana, where I'll be picking out my vegetables at the farmer's market. So, this is too little. I don't think this will handle all my vegetables. I'll use this one. Bonjour, welcome to Miss Lucy's Cajun Classroom. I'm your host and, of course, teacher, Miss Lucy. And today I went to the farmer's market in Bastrop and picked up some gorgeous vegetables and fruit to prepare my meal. And, of course, now I'm ready to teach you how to cook some of this. So, I'm going to call you. Now, we've got a roast, which this is the B&B roast, and I've got a reason for naming it the B&B roast. This is for Barbara and Bernard. My son-in-law and my daughter taught me how to cook this. Of course, Barbara doesn't cook, you understand, and she just learned this from her husband. So this is really not a Cajun-style roast, but it's very, very delicious. So I've already salted, and now I'm going to put pepper on top of this. Put it there. And of course, then I've got my Greek seasoning. This is going to have to set and marinate overnight. So we're going to, put it in the refrigerator and marinate it overnight, which I've already done one. So I'll show you how to do it first, so you know all the details. Okay, you pat that garlic in real good. Good old garlic. All right, then I'll add some hot sauce to this. Smells good already. That garlic really adds the flavor to it. All righty. Then we'll have, I don't know how to say this, but I'm going to try it. Worcestershire sauce. Poor Mr. Justin always said Worcestershire sauce. And so anyway, whatever. And you know what I'm talking about anyway. The Worcestershire sauce. Oh, I did good today. Of course, we've got that lemon juice. We're going to just throw it on top here. Okay. Wipe my hands here. Okay, and last but not least, we'll have to put some wine over this. Yeah, really good wine. Then I'm going to put my lemons on top here, kind of give it that finishing touch. It just adds to the presentation, I guess. Oops, this one's stuck. All right. I've got this ready. Now what I'll do, I'm going to marinate this overnight, and I've, gotten one already marinated, so I'm going to get it out of the refrigerator. So you refrigerate this, and those flavors just blend in. And, of course, next night, this is what it's going to look like. Good deal. Okay, it's ready for go now. So what I've done in this pot here, which I'll be cooking it in here, is that I have browned some bacon. This here beautiful brown bacon, this pot, which I'm going to add the roast to. Okay. See all that marinade in there? Okay, good. Well, Barbara just takes so much pride in this roast, and it is very tasty. So most of the time when I go to her house, this is what she'll fix for me, because I like it. It's different, and it makes a wonderful gravy along with the very tasty meat. So now we're going to brown it. Well, it's already brown, but just for the sake of showing you how I did it, you just let your grease get hot after you've got your bacon already fried. And this is bacon grease that was in here. So then you have to flip your roast over, and you see how it got brown on this side? This is exactly what you're looking for. The brownness here, and then of course, once you do that, guess what you add to it? That wonderful marinade that you soaked it in all night long. Mmm, very good. Smell it. Okay, all right. And you add the cream of mushroom soup all over it. Just put it on top like this, because it will get hot and it will just melt, so to speak, just get and go all around your gravy and your meat. And this will make it so good, and it'll thicken your gravy that way. Wow. And you can, of course, eat this over rice, or heck, someone said the other day, God, that gravy looks so good, I could put it over biscuits. And it is good over biscuits. Okay. Okay. Now, and you add some mushrooms. This always adds to the gravy flavor, so to speak. I used to not eat mushrooms, but now, I guess as you get older, your taste buds change. So, okay. You can use any kind of mushrooms you want. Just make sure they're sliced very thinly. And then on top of this, you add your fried bacon. So, of course, this will give it a different flavor also. So you see all these wonderful, good ingredients just come together, and oh, it makes that roast just take the bond just out of this world. Okay. And of course, I'm going to cover it. Good. Yeah. Oop, there you go. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to need to put it in the oven and bake it at 350 for about a couple hours, because the roast is pretty big. Remember that the bigger you roast, the longer you have to cook it. So actually, you kind of, a small roast, naturally, you can cook maybe it in an hour, you know, and feed your family in a hurry. Next, I'm going to put my roast in the oven at 350 for a couple hours, let it set for 10 minutes, carve it, and indulge in that wonderful meat flavor with the gravy and In the meantime, let me show you where I got these vegetables from.
There's nothing like the taste of fresh vegetables to enhance a great meal, and I love to go to the farmer's market to get mine. If you don't have your own garden, I hope you're lucky enough to have a nearby market like the Morehouse Parish Farmer's Market in Bastrop, Louisiana. This newly designed building was put on the site of the original market, right in the heart of downtown Bastrop. It serves Morehouse, West Carroll, and Ouachita parishes in the northeast corner of Louisiana. Did you know that a parish is the same as a county in other states? Louisiana began using that system in colonial times during the French and Spanish rule, and we still honor that today. According to the market manager, Cheryl Gamble, folks are welcome from all around. They're open 6 days a week from 7 until 5 o'clock. And as Cheryl puts it, there is no time of the day you can't get a fresh tomato when they're in season. They sell the best of the local produce, and they also bring in great items like Vidalia onions or Texas sweet onions. Colton Waters, a 12-year-old from Bastrop, is there with his mom every day at Colton Corner, selling blueberries and blackberries as he picks fresh himself. He's really picked an enterprising summer project, and I went home with one of his delicious watermelons.
Thank you.
Jody and Rebecca Seiden bring fresh purple whole peas, butter beans, squash, tomatoes, and bell peppers to the market. And look at this state-of-the-art shelling machine. It makes short work of what used to be a tedious job and makes my mouth water just to think about cooking them up. The beans were probably picked this morning, shelled during the day, and I'll put them on my table tonight. Can't get much fresher than that. I like cooking with fresh ingredients as much as possible because it seems to bring more flavor to whatever I cook. Coming to a farmer's market like this is also a chance to meet up with folks you may not have gotten to see a lot, and it gives you time to catch up on the gossip or the latest news. We're so lucky in Louisiana with our climate. Although it can get mighty hot during the summer, the milder winters afford us the chance to have great fresh vegetables and fruit all year round. And a place like Morehouse Parish Farmers Market gives farmers and customers a chance to mingle and get some of the best produce available.
Well, I sure hope you enjoyed that tour of the Bastrop Market. And now, of course, I'm going to finish using all those beautiful vegetables that we picked up. I'm going to make us some good old eggplant rice dressing. First, you start off with a little oil in the bottom of your pot, and then you add your beautiful ground beef in there. Now, you want to make sure your ground beef is not too lean, because you need just a little bit of fat in there. Not too much, but what I did, I picked up just the round is fine. So you're going to let it brown in this pot here. Let it just go ahead and simmer. And I'm going to let it cook while I cut up my beautiful eggplant. Of course, this is the eggplant I picked up at the market, and you peel the eggplant first. And then, of course, you chop it up, take it out of the peeling. And what I like to do is that I like to add a little lemon to it so it keeps it from turning brown. This, if I'd have done this a little earlier, it wouldn't have been doing this. But, okay, do as I say, not as I do. So this is really neat. You add the lemon juice, because you see, it won't turn, this little eggplant will always do that. And it's not that it's bad, it's just that it'll do that. So then you, of course, cut it up. So you don't want this too thick, so it'll take too long to cook. Okay. There. Now I'm going to cut this up. I love eggplant, and you can make the rice dressing without the eggplant, but there's so much in season now that I just like to add it to it because it really adds to the flavor. Eggplant and rice dressing, you can even add shrimp to it, different things that you like, just throw it in there and it'll just really enhance the flavor of it. Okay, see how you chop this up? You don't want it too chunky, but then you have to have it a little, not too big, but not too little. Okay, get my little picker-upper here. That always helps. It keeps me from making such a big mess. Of course, you know all good cooks are messy, so what can I say? All right. Woo! My meat is really going to town. Wants to go back to Bastrop. Okay. Now, to this, wow, let me add my, that's what you call hot fire. This is the eggplant. Start cooking them all together with the meat. Okay. And next, of course, I'll put my chopped up onions. You don't want that coarse. You want that real fine, and I've taught you how to do that. So, there you go. And bell pepper. Chop that up fine, too. Now, I didn't put any celery in this because I prefer it without celery. But, of course, the General made a dressing one day without anything but celery, just ground beef and celery, and he said it was better than mine, but, you know, I like mine better than his, so let's just, I'll teach you how I like it. Okay, you can learn either way. It's up to you, okay? This is good. You smell it already, that ground beef and the onions and bell pepper and eggplant, just very, very good. All right, and next what I'll do is, of course, I'm going to salt and pepper it. Okay, very good. Okay. Okay, this is the pepper. Lots of pepper. Very good. And the hot sauce. I always have to have that Louisiana hot sauce. Okay. Man, that smells so good. My hands here. Okay, good. Then you stir it up real well. You have to blend in the salt and pepper with all the other flavors. Of course, you don't want to add too much salt and pepper to your dishes because you can always add, but you can't take away. And you must remember that salt and pepper is supposed to enhance the taste of your main ingredient, not destroy it. So if you put it too hot, you can't take that away. You can always add. If it's not quite seasoned enough, you can always add. This is gorgeous. It's going to cook real well. Okay, yeah, you see the eggplant's already done. See when it falls apart like this? It cooks real quickly. Okay, now, what I'll do, in order to keep the dressing from being a little bit too dry, I'll add a dab of water, just a dab. Stir that up. Oh my gosh. Oh, the flavors. Can't wait to eat this. It'll go with that wonderful roast we cooked. Now, of course, here we go with that Sonbrecker rice, I promise y'all. This is rice I cooked yesterday and refrigerated. Pardon me for my hands, but I figured God gave them to me. I just soon use them. All Cajuns talk and cook with their hands. And of course, you know what I am. I'm a true Cajun. Okay. Love it, love it. Now, if you want to, you can add onion tops to this, on top of all this. Doesn't have to, but you can. It may even add the flavor. But look at those beautiful colors. And smells so good. Like I say, we should have smell-o-vision. Even better yet, taste-o-vision. I think I'm going to invent that. Maybe I'll get little Lucy to help me with it. She's the brain in the family. All right. Now, this is all there's to it. It is so quick and easy and so tasty, and the kids love this. It's very good. You can serve it as even a main meal if you want to, because you've got all your vegetables in here and your meat and your rice. So actually, if you don't feel like cooking anything else and just want to fix this for your family, no big deal. Just serve it to them. Very good. Well, now we are done with our dressing. Of course, I'm going to show you how to fix the dessert, I promised you. But it's a surprise. And now for that wonderful dessert I promised you. Of course, this is the egg whites that I have already beaten real stiff. As you can tell, got to be real stiff. Just like this, I've added cream of tartar to it and some sugar. Next thing I'm going to do is to show you how to fold. This is the word for today. You fold in the egg whites, because if you don't, they will just fall down. They'll go boom, and you won't have any depth in your pie. This is just really pretty. Real nice. See all the swirls of the vanilla just adds to the flavor. Now next to this, I'm going to add the crushed butter crackers. But you have to fold all this. Remember to fold. This is really neat, because if you, like I said, if you stir it or beat it, it'll just make your egg whites fall. And you don't want that. You want depth and height in this pie. Just smells so good already. Just add some more here. Whew. Got almost too much on the camera here. Okay. Yeah. See how you fold this? You just go one right over the other. This is it. You do not want to beat, and you use a spatula to do this. I love this pie, and I've learned to make it. I've got my own, I guess, recipe, because I've eaten it in restaurants, and I loved it, but I couldn't get the recipe for it. So I said, well, heck, you know, why not try to make your own? So I just kind of tasted it. Every time I go to this restaurant, this is what I would get. And oh, finally, I came as close to them as I could get. So then this is chopped up pecans. You want to run the pecans in a food processor, and also your crackers. That's a very easy way to go ahead and crush them in a food processor. So, all righty. You fold that in very, very well. Okay. Man, I could eat it just like this. You know, I've already done that, tasted this, and it tastes pretty good. Just raw. Of course, you do want to bake this in the oven, so I wouldn't advise you to start eating it before you bake it. Okay, this is all, oh yes, look at this. See, this is how it must look before you put it in your pie plate. Okay, good. And of course, what I'm going to do, I'm going to spray my pie plate with some nonstick coating. And of course, I like to use the just the clear glass plate. Okay, here we go. Just going to dump it in here. You just throw it in. So you'll be adding your, it'll all blend in once you add it all to the plate. I'll show you how to, teach you how to mix all this and just fix it so pretty. Wow. And if you could smell this, those crackers give it a very distinct taste. And then the pecans and the vanilla and egg whites. See that, how pretty that is? Very good. Okay. And then you just, I guess you can just mush it around, squish it around, whatever. Mash it around. Now, I use all kind of terms. Watch. Ooh, yeah, this is the part I like the best. Right. Now, I'm going to bake this at 350 for about 30 minutes. Now, what you need to do is you, after it's baked, you shut your door, of course. After you look at it and make sure that it's done, you shut your door back and you leave it set in the oven for until it cools without opening the door. So let me go to the fridge because I happen to have a pie that's already been cooled and I'm going to taste some. Gotta have ice cream with it, you know, my bean cherries. So this is what we're going to do. Now, I told you this was a surprise pie, and honey, this is the surprise. I'll be surprised if it cuts out right, but if it doesn't, that's okay. It'll taste just as good. So this is it. Them little cherries. Okay. Okay. I can almost taste it already. Okay. I am surprised. Well, look at there. Beautiful. And then, let me see. I'm just going to add these touch of ice cream here with the cherries. Very good. Man, this is wonderful. After cooking such a great meal today, I want to share a letter with you from one of my viewers. She writes, Miss Lucy, I just wanted to tell you how much my father and I enjoy your show. Every chance we get, we watch you. I even bought some canisters like yours, except mine are blue. We especially love when you cook seafood and appreciate you being so candid about using canned soup. I am the cream of mushroom queen. Thanks for the family tradition. Love to you, Little Lucy, and the General, too. Annie Bigner from Albany, Louisiana, Maxwell Sturdivant from Natchez, Mississippi. Thank you for sending me this letter, and thank you for joining me today. I hope that you have enjoyed learning your lessons in Miss Lucy's Cajun classroom. See you again soon, Jen.
The Louisiana Seafood Board is proud to sponsor Miss Lucy's cooking series. Louisiana cooking is known around the world. And Louisiana's main ingredient? Seafood. Brought to you by the crawfish farmers and harvesters of Louisiana-grown crawfish. For copies of Miss Lucy's cookbooks, use the toll-free number on your screen or go online to lpb.org.